The Afghan sun hammered down on the Helmand Valley like molten bronze, turning the jagged rocks into ovens and the air into something you had to chew. It was September, the tail end of fighting season, when the Taliban grew bold and the mountains became death traps for anyone stupid enough to walk into them. 450 Marines had walked in, not because they were stupid, but because their orders demanded it. They were the 2nd Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment, tasked with clearing a known Taliban stronghold in the Sangin district. Intelligence said the enemy had retreated. Intelligence, as it turned out, was catastrophically wrong. Now they were pinned down in a narrow valley with sheer cliffs on 3 sides, taking fire from dug-in positions they couldn't reach, couldn't see, and couldn't destroy. Mortars rained down like hail. Machine gun fire tore through the rocks. RPGs screamed overhead, detonating in plumes of dust and shrapnel. The Marines were entrenched, dug in behind whatever cover they could find. But they were trapped. Air support was delayed. Apache gunships were grounded due to mechanical failure. Drones were already depleted from earlier operations. The AC-130 gunship that was supposed to provide overwatch had been diverted to another crisis 200 miles north. All they had left was a single flight of A-10 Warthogs on station, low on fuel, low on ammunition, and already cleared to return to base. The mission commander had given the order. Return to Bagram. Nothing more you can do here. But one pilot didn't leave. Her call sign was Valkyrie. Her real name was Captain Mara Cross. She had been circling above the valley for the past 40 minutes, listening to the increasingly desperate radio calls from the ground, watching the thermal signatures of Marines being pushed further and further into a kill box they couldn't escape. She was not supposed to stay. She was not supposed to engage without forward air controller clearance. She was not supposed to risk her aircraft, her life, or her career for a mission that had already been deemed unsalvageable. But she stayed anyway, because 450 men were about to die, and she was the only thing standing between them and annihilation. Mara Cross had not always been a combat pilot. She had been a farm kid from rural Montana, raised on a cattle ranch 30 miles outside of Great Falls. Her father had been a crop duster, one of those old-school pilots who flew beat-up Cessnas over wheat fields, dodging power lines and praying the engine didn't quit. He taught her to fly when she was 14, letting her take the stick during long runs over golden pastures. Full video link in comment box or description box.